What about the communication service providers? I know that as 5G evolves, as it grows, it's adopted more. Where's the new competition going to emerge from those communication service providers?
Sure. So the communication service providers are going to leverage the technology advancements in 5G
And by the way,
to,
why don't we clarify who are the communication service providers? What's an example of them?
oh, sure. Yes, I'm sorry. Yeah. So communication service providers are your mobile operators around the world,
Oh,
as an
like
example.
the Comcast, the Verizons.
Verizon, AT&T,
Yep,
T-Mobile,
yep,
Vodafone, Telefonica, China Mobile, Korea
gotcha.
Telecom, Claro, all over the world,
All
those
right,
operators.
okay.
Um, And so they're going to leverage the 5G technology to service multiple markets. They're going to continue to service their consumers, you and I, with our handsets,
Hmm.
but they're also going to service a new, or improve, or I'm sorry, increase their service to a new type of customer, their enterprise customers, offering services to different industry vertical enterprises. So you can have a communication service provider taking a network slice of 5G and combining that with some industry vertical applications with an IoT platform. And they
Hmm.
can target an offering to a hospitality industry, or target an offering to a enterprise in the construction industry or in the utility industry. And so 5G and its enhanced bandwidth is going to enable those a more robust set of offerings to those enterprises. So they'll the communication service providers will be offering that, and they will have their traditional competition, their traditional fellow communication service provider competitions.
Right.
But what what is going to emerge, what I believe is going to emerge in the enterprise side, where you have the ability to service an enterprise with a on-campus, intra-campus or inter-campus private radio deployment,
Right.
is you will have an emerging set of competitors who are maybe cloud-based.
Aha.
They partner up with a private radio technology, or they acquire that private radio technology for deployment in a enterprise's campus, or inter-campus. And then those new competitors that are cloud-based with the applications and the private radio technology, for that segment of the business that the CSPs are chasing, they could be viable competitors. And I
Hmm.
think the CSPs are aware of it. And I think they're preparing. I think they're preparing for that, and they recognize the need to evolve their business models beyond the traditional consumer space, and be competitive in that new space, and be ready for the new competition.
Well, the new competition then is competing simply on sort of a per campus basis or a per headquarters basis, as opposed to the classic CSPs providing a national or international network. Correct?
That is correct. Yes, and
Yeah.
the per campus or inter-campus, and
Hmm.
you could service international campuses with using the CSP network as a backhaul,
Hmm.
um, but that point of presence on the campus or inter-campuses or face to the enterprise, um, no doubt about it, the CSPs are going to build that business, and they're going to do a good job building that business. But
Right.
there'll be new competition. So the CSPs are going to not only have to evolve the technology, but build up that new business model to be very agile, very enterprise facing, enterprise
Mhm.
centric, and they will figure it out. So it's going to be a real interesting dynamic to see, in that enterprise space, the new field of competition, ranging from the CSPs to these new cloud native entrants.
Hmm. John, I think it's a lot of good stuff. Is there anything you want to say in closing in terms of the future of 5G, security, competition, how it will affect us? A closing thought about the future of 5G. What do you think?
Sure. So really exciting what we said in maybe 18 months ago what we thought was going to happen is coming to be.
Right.
There were those doubters 18 months ago that were saying, "Oh, it's just another fad. It's going to move on. It's not going to get traction." But I think we're seeing real activity now in the RAND spend. We're seeing real early adopter movement on the core. And we're seeing, you can see in the press, these acquisitions going on by these cloud companies. You could see real money being spent. The ramp is starting to happen. And so that means it's grabbing hold. And you read in the press about the emerging devices that will support the 5G.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a real movement in the market, and it is really exciting. We are on the forefront. Don't make no mistake about it. It's not matured at all. It's very much forefront.
Right.
But the great thing is, it's a great thing to be part of, because you can see, where it's headed, and it's headed beyond the traditional consumer space. It's headed into new consumer areas and new enterprise areas. So pretty exciting.
It's interesting. I'm really curious to see how it's going to turn out. John, thank you very much for sharing your expertise today. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you very much for having me, and I really appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
All right. Take care.
All right. Take care.